Alright, YouTube, back again for another market analysis for the London session. Going to be going over S&P 500, gold, and oil. We'll start with S&P 500, look at some levels we're probably looking to play off of here today on the London session if we get there for buy opportunities. And then we'll move over to oil and gold just to see what we're doing on those charts as well. And then we'll try to get some levels there to play off of as well. But let's take a look at S&P 500, the 10 tick. We are looking for the market to come down a little bit. I'm looking for a little bit past these 20s into the 25.18 to maybe even the 16 area. We're going to find some support there. That's a prior level. We were looking at that area from where we gapped down prior, so we're looking to see what the market does here and if it holds some support. It can go as low as 25.16 or 15, and then we'll probably look for some support off that level and then some rotation. So as of right now, we're just going to let this thing come down, and when it comes down, we're going to want to see it start to bounce around here, give some opportunities of trade to go back to the upside of the resistance area here at 45.75. If we don't get those rotations, we'll just let it come down a little bit more. With S&P, we're going to know that we're continuing to drop, and we've been below the 2500s before, so I just want to see how we bounce around these areas. And we went as low as past the 2460s prior to all of this movement, so we could still see some movement downward. If we do, then we probably won't look to fade this thing back up for some bounces, but instead we'll look to get some opportunities for pullbacks into resistance and then continue that downward trend that we have as of right now, right? So and we'll take a look here also at the 4 tick so we can see what it looks like on a smaller view. But we want to be able to take the trades in the right areas. So as of right now, no real buying trade and no real selling trade to short the markets here. We would need a pop back up, which could actually be a fade approach to push that thing back up against the resistance either here or as high as up here, with a slight one up at our resistance between I'd say maybe 43 to 45, right? That's what we're looking for. Again, can be riskier to try to fade these markets as it goes down, but also can be risky if you try to short if you're not shorting in the right areas. So you just want to look out for some of the opportunities and approaches you can get. Doesn't make any sense to try to short it at the lows. Makes more sense to try to let it come back into resistance and then short it at a higher price, right? And if you don't want to short it, then again you get your opportunity for these bounces to get some support off this level, right? So definitely going to want to see some opportunities of trade from here on out. Again, we can come as low as these 18s to 16s and then get an opportunity of a bounce from there. So we'll watch it, see what we get on S&P 500 later on today for the London session. Let's take a look at oil, see where we're at on these oil charts as well. Let's pull this over to the right actually. Okay, so we're looking to try to hold some support here on oil. You can see the movement that we have on this 10 tick. This is one of our clear levels of support. This is a prior peak and we popped up, we broke resistances, came back and starting to hold some clear levels of support here. So want to see how we hold it. If we continue to hold this, then we could see some movement back into the 2180s from here. So just looking to see what oil does when it comes back down into these 2006s. And from there probably look for some rotations, something like this, get the rotations to hold the 2006 and then push up from there for a long opportunity. Let's take a look at a 4 tick to get a closer view on this, just so you guys can see what we're looking for here on this level trade. So here on oil, you guys can see how we're kind of bouncing around these 2047s. Yeah, we're bouncing around these 2047s, and there's an earlier level for me on this 4 tick that I'd probably be looking at, which is going to be right around these 2042s to see if we get this bounce, right? So we're hitting the level already, and this is my earlier smaller pullback that I'm looking for an opportunity to rotate and then take a trade up. Now if we break right through the level, then again, just waiting on this 2006 for some support, and then see if I get an opportunity. Trading this in the middle is going to be a range trade for me, which can be a little bit risky. If you guys want to trade like that, that's absolutely fine, but trying to see if we get a bounce. If we don't get a bounce, then I won't look to place an approach there, but it's right in the middle, so I want the market to higher probability move all the way down into 2006 and then give me an opportunity to trade it from there. All right, so we'll just let these oil trades work out. We'll actually let the price action move around first, build some structure, and then look to take a trade from there. If we get there down at the 2006 by the time we open in the London session, then we'll look to see how it bounces around and then take an opportunity from there if we get it. Right, so do want to keep looking out on these two. I'll leave the charts up so I can see it a little bit later when we come in. Now gold, we move over to gold. You guys can see that we're above, and we're hitting some resistance levels. We broke above these 1597.8s, and you have a slight level of resistance here. Let's see what this level is first. They have some slight level of resistance here. Peak here at 1600, and you got a pretty major one right up here at 1606. So want to be able to identify what's going on. We're still making higher lows in this movement, so again, we could potentially stall at these 1600s and then start to come back down. And if we do, could be a fade opportunity back into the 1592, and then from there see if we hold some structural support. If we do, we can continue to retest the 1600s and then push into the 1606s. Right, so let's take a look at a 4-tick 2 to get a closer view. This is what we have plotted out for our levels. All right, you can see if we zoom out of these charts, 1600 is the level that we're looking to touch at this prior peak here, and you got 1597.8 that you broke already. Right, so want to be able to identify that this actually could be a good opportunity for a fade back down here on gold to come back into our levels of resistance. But what are we looking for my fade opportunity? Well, honestly, I'm looking for these higher lows to be broken first. Right, break below this level here, and then I'm gonna probably try to push this thing back down into here, which is more than likely going to be, actually let me move this here, more than likely going to be right around these 95.2 to 94.7. Right, so we'll see if we can actually get back down to that level. Again, still making the higher lows, so don't want to take that immediately. If I'm going to take a fade, I'm going to look for these higher lows to be broken and then take the opportunity from there. But again, we'll wait out for the London session. If we get those movements back down into support, then we'll look for some bounces, and then we'll look to take some buy dip trades, meaning we'll look for some rotations and then look for the dips to take it back up. Alrighty guys, again, if you guys do like these videos, hit that subscribe button and hit that like button as well. If you are not subscribed to the channel, please go ahead and do so. If you guys have any questions, feel free to contact us here at TRADEPRO Academy. If not, you can always message me here on YouTube and we can kind of go over it. Probably tomorrow we'll go out. I'll be starting out with some psychology videos regarding trading. That way you guys can see, you know, what the mindset does in trading, how you can self-sabotage yourself if you don't, if you're not aware of the bad habits that you have or what's going on internally, and how your self-talk really affects your ability to trade the markets, and how you can actually be trading your own emotions versus the actual markets. But again, thank you guys for watching and subscribing. You guys have a great night, and we'll chat again tomorrow. Take care.